Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Flavia Namboowa. I'm from Uganda, the Pearl of Africa. I graduated from Chambogo University. It's one of the biggest government universities we have. It's the second biggest government university in my country with a bachelor's in education, geography and economics major. So I teach geography and economics, stroke commerce and life skills at Gayaza High School. The high school is an old traditional Christian girls' school that was founded in 1905. It was founded by the missionaries, and it's an only girls' school. We have over 1,050 girls in the school. So that's the gate to Gaza High School. That's a typical classroom, group discussions in class. This is me. I'm a geography teacher, so we usually take girls for a geography tour. So this is me with the girls and one teacher in the field, and they had a lot to discuss and see and observe and everything. And then that's a typical Sunday in Gaza High School. They wear the white dresses and the red belts. We have the junior girls and the senior girls. The junior girls are ages 13 to 16, and the senior girls are ages 17 to 19. The senior girls wear the skirts and the blouse, and the junior girls wear the dresses. Different colors of dresses. So that's my country, Uganda. That's the flag, and that's the shape of the country. It's the Pearl of Africa because it's the most beautiful African country you can ever visit. You're right. Why are you laughing? It's the beautiful African country you can ever visit. That's why the Queen called it the Pearl of Africa. Yeah, the black stands for this precious skin color, the yellow for the abundant sunshine, and the red, the brotherhood. We are very friendly and loving people. We are crossed by the equator. It's the country in Africa that is crossed by the equator. You get tired of the northern hemisphere, just migrate to the southern hemisphere. The southern hemisphere gets boring, you move to the northern hemisphere. As simple as that. Yeah, Uganda is a tropical country. Like I said, it's crossed by the equator. It has a variety of rainforests because it receives abundant sunshine, high temperatures, and high rainfall. So these are the tropical rainforests in Uganda. When you visit my country, you can get a chance to have a forest walk, look at the different animals in the forests like the monkeys, and it's such a cooling place. Still, we have so many tropical forests. This is one of the major tropical forests in the western part of Uganda, that is Bwindi Impenetrable Forest, which is known as a home for gorillas. We have the savanna grasslands too. We have quite a number of national parks found in the savanna grasslands. We have the Queen Elizabeth National Park, Kidepo Valley National Park, Makshan Falls National Park, among many, Lake Mburo National Park, etc. So we have the antelopes, we have the elephants, we have the giraffes. My mom comes from the clan of the elephants. Their totem is the elephant, and Fiona shares the same totem with my mother. Yeah, I love the elephants. Yes, we have the buffaloes, we have the hippos. This is the Kazinga Channel. Kazinga Channel is a small stretch of water that connects two lakes. That is Lake Edward and Lake George. You get to see the hippopotamus and other animals on the shores. Still about wildlife, you can have a ride on one of the elephants if you're lucky. It's really nice, though myself I've never tried it. I've only ridden on a camel. You can also have what we call a golden evening. Watch the sunset over the national parks. It's so beautiful and relaxing. We have the waterfalls. We have Makshan Falls. We have Victoria Falls. We have Sipi Falls. These are the Sipi Falls. And in 2013, Uganda won the World Champions Athletes gold medal. That is by the famous athlete Stephen Kiprotich. He comes from Kapchora, where we have the Sipi Falls. So it is believed that when you take the waters of the Sipi Falls, you run faster than Hussein Bolt. Yes, ask Fiona and Peter. We are serious people. We don't joke. When it gets, we also have the hot springs. We have 3 major hot springs in my country. The hot springs is boiling water coming out of the rocks as a result of volcanicity. This is mainly found in the western part of Uganda, where we have the Rift Valley and the volcanic activities that took place. So to some parts of the hot springs, the water is a bit warm, so people get to relax and bathe in the waters. And we have the hot springs where at some point you cannot get closer, it's really hot. And we have the male and the female hot springs that's still in the western part of Uganda. We have a number of lakes. We are the home of the largest freshwater lake in the world, the second largest in the world. That's Lake Victoria. Yes, we give some of our waters to Kenya and Tanzania, but the biggest part is in Uganda. So that's Lake Victoria. After this section where the water starts flowing rapidly, that is the source of the Nile. So we are the home of the source of the Nile, which is the longest river in the world. This is one of the lakes in the Rift Valleys. It's a crater lake. It's such a beautiful lake to look at. There are quite a number of lakes in the Rift Valley. That's also a lake in the Rift Valley. That's Lake Bunyonyi, which is the deepest lake in Uganda and the second deepest in Africa. This is a Rift Valley, how the landscape looks like and how it is cultivated and used by the people. We have highland areas. The highest mountain in Uganda is the Rwenzori Mountain, which is about 5,109 meters above sea level. It is the highest peak in Uganda. And the third in Africa. So that's how the Rift Valley looks like. We have the Great East African Rift Valley. The eastern arm of the Rift Valley is in Uganda, and the western arm is in Uganda, and the eastern arm is in Kenya. I beg your pardon. So we have a diversity of wildlife. When you come to my country, you'll be able to have a look at a number of all those animals and the different features to enjoy. You can have a boat cruise on the Kazinga Channel or one of the lakes. We have a number of islands on Lake Victoria and other lakes. This is one of the islands we have. We have the Sise Islands, the Kalangala Islands, among others. The Sise Islands and the Kalangala Islands are the biggest and known islands in the country, where you can get to relax and breathe in the fresh breath, the fresh oxygen from Lake Victoria. So that's how it looks like. Such a cooling place. We also have the culture sites. I'll begin with Hut, which is that's a culture site found in one of the strongest kingdoms in my country. That's the Buganda kingdom, to which I belong. It's called the Kasubi tombs. That's where the kings are buried from my kingdom. You get to see the different tombs of the ancient kings, the spears they use, all the ancient stuff is kept there. And when you go to the western part of Uganda, there is a major culture site. That is, to a scientist or a geographer like me, to a scientist or a geographer like me, these are stalactites and stalagmites. But to the traditional people in that area, these are known as Mabere Ganyinamwiru, which means the breast of the beautiful princess. It is believed that the princess' breasts were cut off and thrown in a cave, this cave, so they have grown and grown over time. But this is a limestone cave, one of the major tourist attractions and culture sites in my country. So those are the major culture sites we have in Uganda. There are quite others. That's me with my colleagues on a tour in Queen Elizabeth National Park. We had gone In the first picture, it was only colleagues. In the next picture, we had taken some students for a tour. And that's what I say. If you have not visited Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, you have not yet seen the world's finest nature. Thank you.